Can cherry shrimp or Neocaridina shrimp live with plecos? There are many types of plecos, and many of them have different feeding habits that may or may not make them good tank mates for your cherry shrimp or Neocaridina shrimp. Are plecos and cherry shrimp compatible? Personally, I've kept or currently am keeping Neocaridina shrimp or cherry shrimp in most of my pleco tanks. I keep and have kept a wide variety of plecos, from bristlenose, L333, king tiger plecos, watermelon plecos, L134 leopard frog plecos, to L397 alligator tiger plecos. In all of these pleco tanks, my shrimp colonies have grown and thrived. They've also been healthier in tanks that were dedicated to solely shrimp. Personally, I feel plecos are a huge benefit for a shrimp tank. The main reason is because plecos eat food that may be hard for shrimp to eat and digest, but when a pleco eats it and poops, this food is now easier for shrimp to consume. I believe the main reason that shrimp tanks fail is due to shrimp starving to death. Having a pleco to break down that food and make it easier to digest for your shrimp helps them stay full and healthy. Do plecos eat shrimp pellets? Yes, plecos do eat shrimp pellets, and it's perfectly safe for plecos to eat those shrimp pellets. For many shrimp keepers, this is really annoying because shrimp food tends to be more expensive than other fish food. In the end, though, your shrimp are still getting that food because shrimp eat the poop of the plecos, so you aren't wasting that food. With that, though, I found that unless your shrimp are in a shrimp-only tank, it isn't worth buying all that fancy food because other fish will eat it, and shrimp will get more nutrients from the biofilm left over by fish food and waste than of the other tank mates. Will plecos eat cherry shrimp or Neocaridina shrimp? I won't lie and come out and say that plecos don't eat cherry shrimp or Neocaridina shrimp, because if the rare opportunity that a shrimp is right next to their mouth while they're eating, they'll likely take it. That being said, plecos are scavenger fish. They're like vultures or hyenas. They'll look for easy food that doesn't fight back or run away. They'll definitely eat other fish and shrimp, but only if it is dead first. So if you see your pleco chowing down on a shrimp in your tank, something else probably killed it or it died of other causes. Will plecos eat shrimp eggs? Yes, plecos will eat shrimp eggs, but only if the eggs aren't attached to a shrimp. Shrimp of all kinds carry their eggs underneath their tails to protect them and make sure they don't fungus over by fanning them to get fresh water around them. Because plecos are scavenger fish, they won't eat the eggs of the shrimp unless the mother shrimp has dropped them. Shrimp only drop their eggs for 2 reasons. The eggs have gone bad. When the shrimp eggs go bad, there can be a few reasons. They're not fertilized, they have fungus on them, or for some reason the eggs have died. The other reason shrimp mothers drop their eggs is the mother shrimp isn't strong enough or healthy enough to take care of those eggs. So the only time you'll see your pleco eating shrimp eggs is if the shrimp has dropped them and the eggs are not going to survive anyway. Will plecos attack cherry or Neocaridina shrimp? Plecos are a non-aggressive fish and don't attack other fish or shrimp, but plecos will definitely defend their own territories. Plecos do claim little territories for themselves. They need a cave or a tight space they can defend to feel safe, especially the males. While plecos will defend their territory from other fish, they won't attack them. Plecos normally feel no threat from shrimp and their territory. It isn't uncommon to see shrimp in the cave with plecos and even cleaning the pleco eggs and eating the fungus off the eggs, which helps them survive. But sometimes plecos are annoyed by shrimp and you'll see them shake their tails to keep the shrimp out of their cave or off their bodies. This isn't to harm the shrimp, though it is just to get them to go away. Best plecos for a shrimp tank. Most shrimp tanks are on the smaller side, so I generally suggest a smaller plecos, which I will for the most part, but I did recently accidentally place a few shrimp in my 75-gallon tank, and it was surprisingly fun to see a large colony of shrimp sprout out of my 75-gallon tank. So a few large plecos you can put in with your shrimp are L191 royal or watermelon plecos, L114 leopard cactus pleco, or even common plecos. Some smaller plecos you can put in a cherry shrimp and Neocaridina shrimp tanks, and some of my favorites are bristlenose plecos, L134 leopard frog plecos, clown plecos, L333 king tiger plecos, rubber nose plecos, and many more. Tips for keeping shrimp and plecos. Pleco tips. You should always have a cave or a hiding place for your pleco. Plecos in the wild hide most of the day and only come out at night to feed. Their cave is their home, and that makes them feel safe. Plecos prefer temperatures between 75 and 82 2 degrees Fahrenheit. They are a tropical fish from South America and need those temperatures to thrive. Plecos like clean water, so it is suggested to do water changes at least 25% or more each week. Plecos aren't a schooling fish, so you don't need to get more than one. If you choose to have more than one pleco, make sure you have 5 gallons per pleco, and there's hiding places for each one. Feed your plecos, please. Many people think because their pleco is the cleanup crew in the tank, they don't need to feed them. Make sure that some food reaches the bottom of the tank for them. I suggest putting it in an algae wafer as you were to turn off the lights, so that as you turn off the lights, your pleco can eat without other fish trying to steal it. Plecos love high amounts of oxygen in a tank, so having a good filtration in the tank is a must. I prefer sponge filters, but any type of filter can work as long as it's adequate for the tank size you have. Shrimp tips. When introducing a shrimp to a new tank, it is a good idea to drip acclimate the shrimp before placing them in the tank. Shrimp are sensitive to changes in water. Shrimp eat a lot of microorganisms and biofilm, so always put them in a tank that has been running and had fish in it for at least 6 months. Make sure that none of the tank mates can fit shrimp in their mouth, because if a shrimp fits in a fish's mouth, it will become food. Having tank mates for shrimp is beneficial for shrimp because they break down the food, making it easier for shrimp to eat it. For shrimp to feel safe, it is important to make sure there are some hiding places. They are the natural prey for many predators, so they're always worried that they will be eaten. Having hiding places will help them feel less stress about being eaten. Plecos and shrimp are great fish tank companions. Plecos will rarely, if ever, eat your cherry shrimp or Neocaridina shrimp. This peaceful fish is one of my favorites, and I hope to see it in your tanks with your cherry shrimp and Neocaridina shrimp.